Hey, this is Soldier 7 here reporting for Right Wing Federation, and in this video I just want to quickly talk about some of this year's protests that have been occurring in Latin America. Yes, the 2021 protests in Latin America, especially in Latin American nations like Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Bolivia. Now, yes, some of these protests aren't really new. I mean, some of them have been kind of going on for a few years now. Some of them on and off, but I've made some videos about them already, especially the one in Cuba this year. That was a pretty big thing. I mean, it's not that there hasn't been protests in Cuba before, but it seemed like this year's protest in Cuba was pretty big, and it did seem to attract a lot of attention, although it does seem like it's not so much now, but hopefully it still is in some way. And yeah, and same thing with Bolivia as well. I mean, that's kind of starting to become more of a thing now with the new socialist government, with the socialists, back in power. There's, protests starting to go up again against them, whereas last year it was, well, I don't really know about last year. It was kind of the other way around. But anyway, my point is like, I just kind of wanted to say that these protests, they're not getting like a whole lot of attention in Latin America, like Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela. Well, I mean, Latin America in general, but I mean, yeah, they're worth keeping an eye on, but especially these ones. And here's the thing is, I think it's important, even if you don't hear about these protests, if people have stopped reporting on them, I still think it's important to try to keep an eye on them if possible, and one of the reasons why is because I think it's, worth keeping an eye on, and also I think it's important to remember, at the same time, remember what occurred in Eastern Europe in 1989. I'm not saying that that may not have the same outcome for these nations, but hopefully it does. And if it does, it probably won't be an overnight thing. But then again, who knows? But hopefully, we'll see, something positive come out of, these protests in these nations or something. I don't know. Let's hope something good comes out of it. But anyway, that's all I'm just going to say for right now. This is Soldier 7. Thanks for listening.